Hi. I was raised in a Christian home where for 3 generations before me, my great-grandfather, grandfather, and dad all led the musical worship in the churches I grew up in. So we were there every time the doors were open. So at a young age, I came to believe that there is a God who loves us, who created the whole universe, even made us in his image to have a relationship with him. But in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve kind of blew that by sinning and caused a separation with us and God that we can't fix on our own. So the good news is God designed an amazing plan and sent his son Jesus to be born of a Virgin Mary. He grew up and led a sinless, perfect life and became the perfect sacrifice for our sin when he died a brutal death on the cross. The story doesn't end there though. 3 days later, as predicted by the prophets 1,000 years before, he rose from the dead and is alive today. He proved that he conquered death and gave us the opportunity to have a personal relationship and salvation from our sin. Matter of fact, Romans 10:9 says that if we confess with our mouth and believe in our heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, that we will be saved. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. So I believed that from a young age, and I lived it until my late high school and early college years, where I intentionally put God on a shelf and said, I know that's the right way to live, but I'm going to choose a different path for a while and see what the world has to offer, what that's about. But a few years later, God used 2 circumstances in my life to draw me back to him. Namely, I met the woman of my dreams, Terry, who I wanted to marry, and talking about the future together, she challenged me saying she's not going to marry a guy who's not living Christian values in his life, and until I did so, we might as well stop talking about the future together. Wow, that got my attention. Within a month of that, I had a tragic car accident, a head-on collision that should have taken my life. And I was keenly aware that God had given me a second chance to follow him. And so at that time, I surrendered my life to Christ and recommitted my life to him, and I haven't looked back ever since. So Terry and I did indeed get married, and we've now raised our 2 sons in a Christian home. In 1990, I had the opportunity to get involved in the pest control industry in sales, had a good run at that, but then had the opportunity to become a partner and owner in Macy's Termite and Pest Control with John Macy, who founded that company. Years later, I bought John out, and a mentor friend of mine told me, you know, Dean, now that you own the business, it can be a platform for ministry. Well, of course, I knew what the platform for ministry was. It's the raised part of the front of the church where somebody sings or preaches in a microphone, which I had done a lot in my life and seen my father, grandfather, great-grandfather before me. So I knew what a platform for ministry was all about, but I didn't understand what it meant in a business context. So I went on a retreat. I asked God about, what is this all about? What's that look like? And he told me just like this, Dean, you'll reach more people through your business than you ever will singing in a microphone on a platform at church. Wow, that was an amazing calling to me, and now I've been pursuing that for over 20 years. We changed the name to Good News Pest Solutions to reflect that mission, which is now to represent Jesus Christ to the Gulf Coast while providing peace of mind at a fair price, protecting our environment as the leader in green pest management, and serving others with excellence in all we do. What we say to the community is that we're sharing God's good news while solving pest problems with green solutions. That's what we're about. That's what we're trying to accomplish. And the beautiful thing is that people literally invite us into their home to solve a pest problem. And while we're there, we often have the opportunity to share God's good news with them, to offer to pray for them, to minister to their needs if they have them. And we have our entire team focused on looking for needs and helping us meet them. So whether you're a customer, an employee, a vendor, someone that we have opportunity to do business with in that context, we want you to also hear the good news while we do that. If there's an opportunity to serve you in any way, we want to do that. And we support several ministries locally and worldwide with resources that we get through the business. And it's just a real privilege to serve God and build his kingdom while doing business. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my story today, and may God bless you.